you so much for coming to our concert tonight. I'm Ms. Schroffnagel, and I get to teach these wonderful people every single morning, or every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday morning. What you just heard was the selections from Up, which I'm actually donning some Up earrings, so it's kind of a cool moment. Our next piece is going to be Nostalgia by Rossano Gallant. And Rossano Gallant is a cinematic composer, meaning composes a lot of pieces that have a movie theme to it. This isn't featured in any film or anything like that, but you'll probably hear some movie-esque elements, something you would hear in a movie or music from a movie. So we hope you enjoy our next piece, Nostalgia. Earth Dance. And this piece has some really cool percussion parts. And there are some congas, there's some bongos. And towards the beginning, you're going to hear what's like a rainstorm. So it's gonna sound like there's a thunderstorm rolling in. And then you'll hear this wonderful melody introduced by the woodwinds. And then there's this groove going on towards the beginning where the percussionists are gonna have this almost like compound move, so cha 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 cha, whereas everyone else is in a different time signature. So it's a lot of fun putting this together, and we hope you enjoy Earth Dance as much as we did.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mr. Knepker. I teach band here at the high school along with Miss S. As we transition from concert band into wind ensemble between the two bands, we wanted to feature two outstanding groups for you this evening that are going to play compositions that they performed and prepared for Solo and Ensemble Festival. They performed first in Sparta in March at the District Festival, and the three gentlemen up here received a rating of star 1, which means they were able to move on to the State Festival that was held at UW-Eau Claire in early May. The three gentlemen here are some of the strongest trombone players that I have ever had the privilege to work with, and I'm really happy that it happened so early in my teaching career because they are amazing people and players, as you'll hear. They're going to play for you two movements from their 8-movement work. It's called Czech Suite. They're going to play the first two movements for you. The first is called Fanfare, the second is called Green Meadows. So this is Bergen Franks, Trevor Goll, and Aiden Santiago playing the first two movements from the Czech Suite. They're amazing trombone players, right? Can we give them one more round of applause? Good job, guys. We'll certainly miss two of them next year as they go on to other places after graduation. We have one more featured soloist for you tonight, and this person who's coming onto the stage is a percussionist. And he's somebody that will always hold a special place in my heart and my memory as I remember and reflect on my years as a band director. This is Daniel Gordon, and he's going to play one of the hardest pieces that has been composed for solo snare drum. He's worked on this for months, if not years. And I actually had the privilege to start teaching Daniel drum set and some basic fundamentals when he was, I think, in 6th grade or 7th grade, a long time ago. From the very first lesson I had with him, I knew that this was going to be something really awesome when he got to high school, and it certainly has been, and who would have thought that I would get to be his teacher again. So that's really awesome. And I have just absolutely enjoyed every second of working on this piece with him. It's certainly collegiate level repertoire, and as you'll see, there's some serious difficulty in it. He does special effects. He plays not only on the head of the drum, but in between the rims, on the music stand, different parts of the drum. It takes an extreme level of dedication to be able to build up your chops to be able to play something like this. So please enjoy Daniel playing Theme and Variations. He's playing the variation number 1 by Dan Hesley. And Daniel is also someone who is a participating member of the WSMA State Honor Band. So, you know, almost 1,000 kids auditioned for a couple of hundred spots. And he was one of the selected percussionists for that. He was also fortunate enough to be what's called nominated for an exemplary performance at State Solo Ensemble. So he was the judge of that site, selects 2 people from the whole day, so about 40 kids that were just outstanding, and Daniel was one of those. So can we give him a hand right away? I can't thank him enough. I'll talk about him again later. For now, enjoy him playing the variations. As Wind Ensemble makes their way out onto the stage, I just want to quickly discuss the piece we're going to play first for you. The piece is entitled American Folk Rhapsody by Claire Grumman. Grumman actually wrote 4 American folk rhapsodies, and they all use different folk songs from American pastimes. So this particular one, the first one that was written, uses 4 folk songs, as you can tell in your program. And many of them are familiar to you, so you might recognize some melodies. Specifically, the first one you might recognize as On Top of Old Smoky. That's one that we recognize for sure. The piece is scored for wind ensemble. It was one of the first sort of standard repertoire pieces that was published for wind band in the late 1940s. So we hope you enjoy the first piece we're going to play for you today. We're going to take Concert May here and tune, and then we'll play for you the American Folk Rhapsody. So at this time, I'd like to bring back Ms. S out to the stage. You saw her for concert band. She's coming back out now because she's going to conduct the next piece that was selected by our seniors as their senior piece for the year. Now, this piece is actually written for middle school band, and it is called Arabian Dances, but it's absolutely one of their favorites. And this is actually played again this year by the current 8th graders, so maybe in 4 more years we'll hear it again at our senior concert. But it's one of everybody's favorites. It absolutely has a sort of a rock group to it that you'll hear later on in the piece, and it's one of their favorites. If seniors from concert band are up here already, come on up. All the seniors are welcome to play. We'll play this at graduation for our senior selection. So please welcome Miss S back to the stage as we play Arabian Dances. As we continue on our spring concert this evening, we're going to play a piece that is a quite heavy piece. And this piece has required a lot of different moving parts. If you were reading your program maybe before the concert, you'll notice this piece is entitled Mekong. And it's named after the Mekong River that flows through the middle of Vietnam. This piece was written in honor of all Vietnam vets that served there. And the composer's father was actually a Vietnam vet, Robert W. Smith, so he wrote this in honor of his dad and all other Vietnam vets. What he's done is created something called a soundscape similar to a landscape, but it has to do with sound. So we're creating a sort of image in your head as you hear these things. So you're going to hear lots of special effects. And I listed them here in the program. You'll hear ocean drums. There's a portion of the piece where it depicts helicopters landing when the war was starting. So we have special effects. You'll hear them throughout the auditorium. They're spatially set at different areas for that acoustic experience. We have jets and planes that are flying over. You'll hear that from our low brass section, almost detuning in a way as if they're passing through and getting farther away. We have a fire sound where students in the ensemble will crinkle paper that sounds like fire in the jungle after bombs were dropped. We have ocean drums, and obviously, as you can see here, we have some fountains. And that depicts the river that was flowing before, during, and after the war. It was there all the time. So what I would like to invite you to do for this piece is to, at times, close your eyes and think about what the band is trying to do to create a certain sound effect. It does get quite loud, just so you know, at the forceful parts of the piece. In fact, the word that the composer uses is bombastic. He uses that to describe certain parts of this when the terror and sort of the negative part of the war came about. But there's also parts of the piece that exemplify growth after the war, plants coming back, beauty coming back. And you'll hear these themes, these different sort of thematic materials come back as you go through the piece. So be sure to make that connection, and I invite you to really engage and think about the different parts of the whole Vietnam War that are exemplified through this piece. This is Robert W. Smith's Mekong. At this time, we're going to quickly honor all of our seniors. I promise we won't be here until 11:30. We'll give you a little bit. Here's Saturday night left. Thank you so much for all of your support so far this year, and through thick and thin, we can count on all of you as band parents and family members to be supportive of our program. We're going to quickly go through all of our seniors and give them a little token of appreciation for all the work they've put in. Certainly have not had an easy 4 years. If you think about the past 4 years, it's been quite not easy. So, especially with school and playing instruments. So, we are grateful that they made it through. They hung in for the ride, and they even went through a new band director as well. So, I really appreciate all that they've done for me and for our program as I've stepped in here in my second year. We're going to start off with Miss S. She's going to come out and she's going to talk for a few people, and I will hand out the pictures so that I can get myself situated. Here we go. First up, we have Cassandra Floyd. Come on down.
So Cass just moved into Toma this year, and you've been such a great addition to the band. You've always been positive, even when in the tensest of times. You've always been super positive, and you always try to lighten the mood of any situation. So thank you so much for bringing your positive attitude, your enthusiasm, and overall your just kind spirit to this band program.
Next up we have Nathan Pent. Come on down, Nathan. I don't think I've met anybody who's been more excited to play music from movies, How to Train Your Dragon and The Incredibles. He wrote about that in his senior bio. Thank you for all that you've contributed to the trumpet section. Like he said in his bio, he said, I've been in band for 4 years, but unfortunately I only tried for my senior year. I don't believe it, but thanks for all that you did for us, Nathan.
So the next person I would like to thank is Riley Smith. Riley Smith from Baltimore. So Riley and I have this great bond of playing the bassoon. We're both bassoonists. And when I first got the job and I heard there was a bassoonist, I was like, yes, this is epic. And we've spent the past 5 years getting to know each other, and it's been a whole lot of fun geeking out about the bassoon and actually sharing my love of the bassoon with someone else. So thank you so much for enjoying playing the bassoon and for sticking with me even if I was a little crazy. Thank you. The next person I would like to thank is Riley Miller. Riley, come on down. Also another ray of sunshine. When I first got the job at Toma, and it was my first year, she was in 8th grade, and she was the kindest person. And I mean, all these humans are great, don't get me wrong, but she went out of her way to be very welcoming and very just awesome. So thank you so much for being super kind to everyone and for just being an awesome person. Thank you.
Up next we've got Addison Berry. Come on down. Addie's a percussionist, and I actually went to school here with her brother Jaden, so it's kind of weird to be teaching my classmates' siblings, but I am teaching you. So thank you, Addie, for all your contributions to percussion. We certainly will miss you on snare next year, and I will miss your interpretive dance in the percussion section when there's lots of rests. Thank you.
The next person I'd like to thank is Kayleen. Kayleen, come on down. Kayleen is one of the quietest people, but also one of the sweetest people you will ever meet. So thank you for persevering through all 5 years, and well, I mean, middle school and high school, doing all the things, being a great contribution to the trombone section, and I am so excited to see what you will accomplish. Congratulations.
Next up, we have Zane Daly. Come on down. So when I think of somebody who has what I call just like raw talent or ability, it's Zane. He's somebody that when I first heard him play last year, when I got this job, I thought, oh yeah, we're going to do some fun stuff with jazz band, and we did. You know, I can't explain to you how much I'm going to miss you in jazz band next year and in second hour, when we have had time to talk and organize music and troubleshoot all the things in life, right? So I wanted to say thank you, Zane, and I'm sure this isn't the end because your people live by my people in Warrens, so I know all your people. Congrats.
The next person I would like to thank is Asia. Let's recognize Asia. Asia has grown into this fantastic leader, and it has been a joy to see her grow from 8th grade all the way to her senior year, and I am just so immensely proud of the human you have become, and I'm going to miss seeing you at Starbucks on Sunday mornings. So thank you, Asia.
Next up, Bergen Franks. Bergen has exemplified what it means to have passion for music. He shows me every day, even if I'm not feeling it that day, or if I'm, stressed about something that isn't even related to band, I see him play music and I remember why I'm doing this and why we do this, this thing called band. It's cliche, but there really aren't any words to describe how much of a loss it's going to be to not have you playing with us, Bergen. You've been through thick and thin these past 4 years, everything from COVID to celebrating all of life's greatest accomplishments right now, and everything in between has happened. And I know that a lot of the time it hasn't been easy, right? So I wanted to say thank you for sticking with it. I know this is where your heart is. So yes, you're going to study engineering, but when you graduate in 4 years with a degree in music, nobody will say that they're surprised, especially me. So thank you, Bergen. We're going to bring up Trevor now, Trevor Gold. It's fitting to put Trevor right next to Bergen in our lineup because the two are basically attached at the hip. They've been through it all the way since 6th grade. I'm sure Ms. Berhoda has some fun stories about their time in middle school together. But Trevor's the one where if he has an idea about what to do, he will always tell me his new ideas, and I have taken advantage of some of his ideas. He's creative. He thinks of new things that we could do. He comes up with new, innovative ideas, and that's why I think you're going to be very successful with whatever you do in the industrial field, it sounds like. Engineering, woodworking, whatever it might be, motorcycle repair, right? He loves his motorcycle, and he loves playing his trombone. Please don't stop playing, and we'll see you soon.
The next person is Trinity Jones. Trinity, you teach me something new each and every day, like how we figured out how I'm going to start crocheting and how I'm going to get that second row. She taught me that. Thank you so much for your leadership over the past 4 years. Even if you didn't have the title of a leader, you still led through positive examples, and you have shown great strength and great courage, and I'm so excited to see what you're going to do. Congratulations, Trinity.
Daniel Gordon, come on in. We've reached the point where I can confidently say if I played his solo, I'd need several months of work on it. Certainly, it was an amazing thing you did this year. And honestly, I've never seen somebody who's so quiet, but who can lead with such passion. I don't know what you're going to do in the future. You don't necessarily know either, but again, when you graduate with that Bachelor of Music, it's going to be a ceremony that I will be in attendance at, no doubt. Thank you for all that you've contributed. I don't know what I'm going to do without you, actually, because as a percussionist myself, I just know that Daniel would get everything done. There aren't many more words to say. I already talked you up for your solo, but you're always welcome here, and thank you.
The next person is Andrew Kerr. I am so proud of the person you have become, because I remember in 8th grade we kind of butted heads a little bit, but now we don't butt heads, and it's so nice to actually have high-level conversations about music with you, and we don't infuriate each other. And I think that mostly happened, we turned that corner during COVID band when you were part of the few people who played outside with plexiglass. Fans were going everywhere, music was flying, but you rolled with all the punches, and I am just so proud of the person you have become. So congratulations.
All right, Lucille Malloy, come on down. You are somebody that has never, ever, ever stopped working. You've never taken a break. You've never given up. You've never made it seem like it was hard, because even if it was hard, you told me or showed me that it was easy. And I'm really proud of the percussionist you've become. Another one of our silent leaders. She leads by example. She doesn't have anything bad to say. And she's gonna miss this, right? I'm gonna miss her. Too. Thank you for everything you did. And we wish you the best, okay?
The next person is Frankie. Come on. I was just telling Mr. K and Miss Perhona lately how I remember 8th grade you were so quiet, to me at least, and so quiet, and I was like, I don't know if she's ever gonna do a solo or put herself out there, and you have. Like this year, I'm so immensely proud of you. You did show band, you were a leader, you were making sure everyone was there. For solo ensemble, you went to state on your solo, and you did a fantastic job. And all I could think about when you were playing with your solo was, oh my gosh, how proud I am of you. I'm so excited for what you're going to accomplish. I'm really going to miss our tea time during 7th hour. So thank you.
Natalie Renaud, come on down. So Natalie is somebody that is an amazing percussionist, but if you asked her that, she would tell you she's gotta be worse than even the beginning band 6th graders. The reality is, you're amazing, Natalie. You learned a xylophone rag, which is extremely difficult, fast xylophone solo. You performed it for solo ensemble and you went to state with it. That's amazing. I was so proud to hear you come down during 7th hour and practice that every single day. And I'll never forget the Whistler, that's the name of her piece, in my brain. In fact, whenever I see a xylophone, I've been what's the notes on that? Because it's in my brain, I need to figure it out. She's done amazing things for us in the percussion section. And I had to just take a moment to appreciate you when you wrote your bio, because you said thank you to everybody who made bands so worth it and all the friendships you've made. That's why we do this, is for the human part of band. So, Natalie, thank you. I'm going to bring up 2 people at once now because they are inseparable. They came in and they're going out together. There are tuba players, Mitchell and Cam. I thought it would be appropriate to talk about you 2 together because there's never a time where you're not together, at least in band, right? I don't know what we're going to do without you 2 leading the charge in the low voices. You don't know what I'm going to do either, right? I'm just kidding. We'll figure it out. We always figure it out. And Lucas, Janelle, Julian. Yep, it's you, okay? We're excited for what's to come with those 3, but I can't tell you just how grateful I am to have 2 players that know what they're doing, that care as much as you 2. The tubas we have are extremely expensive, and they do nothing but take care of them. As you can see, they never take off their gloves because we don't need fingerprints on the tubas. So all I can say is thank you from the bottom of my heart for all you did. You made it through COVID, band. You provide us with that low voice that we so desperately need in our band. And I'm really excited to see what you do. By the way, we won't sing, but can everybody yell happy birthday to Mitchell? Are you 18? Oh, he's 19. Oh, okay. Well, why didn't you buy me a lottery ticket? Congrats, you two.
Talk about is Chris Burbach. He started off very sure knew what he was going to do, and it reminded me a lot of myself, where he knew I'm going into music education. I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes. And you have steadfast. You're like, I'm still going into music ed. He became my TA this year and has done a great job. He played a solo up with us, and then had a couple of solos. We featured him on that, and he's just been an all great leader through show band, through band. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you, because sometimes I'll just be doing all these things. He's like, Miss S, you forgot this. I'm like, thanks, Chris. I don't know what I'm gonna do now, so I guess I'll have to remember things. But thank you, Chris, for always doing there, for always being there, for sticking through everything, and just for being an amazing leader. Thank you.
Trent Wolf, come on down. When I was reading through the submissions to put in the program about our senior bios, I had to laugh at Trent's submission, and I think it describes him perfectly. When he saw he was assigned to play bass clarinet, he kind of freaked out on me a little bit. He'd never touched a bass clarinet, but guess what? You're crushing it on bass clarinet, and I am so proud of the advances you've made this year. Wind Ensemble, I think it's challenged you. I think you've challenged us with just everything that you contributed to us. It's amazing, honestly. You're one of my favorite stories of Wind Ensemble and the growth that I saw this year. Trent was involved with a lot of things, and he was another one who wasn't necessarily a leader on paper, section leader, but you led those clarinets during marching band. And I'll never forget him leading some of the 7th and 8th graders at middle school band day who looked like lost sheep on the football field. It was awesome. Thank you, Trent.
The next person I'd like to thank and recognize is Celeste Stokel. I am going to miss our flute lessons where I just said, hey, this is the wrong fingering. Let's look it up on Google together. Because sometimes those high notes, they get real tricky real fast. I really am going to miss your ever positive smile in the front row, and it was positive. It's okay. Or sometimes we both have the look of, what just happened? So just thank you for always being there, for being a great individual, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do.
All right, my last person that I'm going to talk about is Carly Zingler. I saved Carly for last because Carly is my first cousin, and it's been a very interesting experience having to teach my first cousin, because not only was it always a foolproof, Carly would never be the person to say, what are you doing? She would always say, let's try this instead. And I'm very grateful to be able to have taught you, Carly. Thank you for your leadership. And I certainly will not be seeing you less because, you know, she's my first cousin. We'll see you at Christmas, we'll see you at Easter, we'll see you everywhere. So this is certainly not goodbye, but it's more of a thank you for everything.
So the next next person and the last person we would like to thank is Libby Dahl. Come on. You were such a quiet person back in 8th grade, and I love how, well, to me you were. And you became this outspoken leader. You help people everywhere, and you're just so sweet, you're so kind, and I just love the influence you have made on this percussion section. So thank you for everything, and I can't wait to see what you do.
We have just a couple more things, and I promise we'll end our concert. Thanks for your patience, everybody. In a high school band program, we have several awards that we give out, and that's a national event. It happens throughout every high school band program. So the first award that we're going to give out is called the Patrick Gilmore Band Award. The Patrick Gilmore Band Award is given to somebody who demonstrates extreme dedication to the band program as a whole, making it better, going the extra mile, doing what needs to be done at hours that are ungodly with us, okay? This person has shown us that they are truly dedicated to the band program. And I am beyond thrilled to be able to give the Patrick Gilmore Band Award this year to Bergen, France. There's an award that is given to an outstanding member of a jazz ensemble. It's called the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award. This award is given, obviously, to somebody who has shown extreme strength in the area of jazz and who has been extremely dedicated to getting better at their craft. This person, as I expressed earlier, has been nothing short of what I just said, and we will certainly miss him throughout our time next year and beyond. I'll forever remember him and his amazing sound with his new jazz mouthpiece. And I'm excited to give the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award this year to Zane Daly. The Director's Award for Band is given to somebody who exemplifies service, who is going through, not just going through the motions, but rather giving over 100%. Whether it be calculating how many chairs and stands I have for an order, talking about certain things that need to happen for a concert, going through logistics for our Nashville trip, talking about how many instruments we have and how we're going to get them all accounted for, etc., etc. This person has done nothing short of that, and so the Director's Award for Band this year is going to Frankie Samuels. And the final award we have is called the John Philip Sousa Award. This award is given to somebody who exemplifies extreme musicianship and overall dedication to our program. So this year, as you can see, we have quite a few seniors. So we decided that there is a tie for the Sousa Award for the first time in many years here at THS. It's a special award for me. I was honored to receive this award as a student here, and as was my dad, who's here tonight as well. So it's kind of cool to be able to now present the award myself as the band director here at the high school. The two recipients of the award are both extremely advanced for their age and skill set, and I'm going to miss them very, very much, as I said earlier in our speeches. So the two recipients of the John Philip Sousa Award are Chris Burbach and Daniel Gordon. We have one more piece for you that we're going to play. It's called On the Mall, and it's a march. You'll enjoy a special segment of the piece that uses a fun instrument you might see at an elementary concert.
That's funny. Can we get the directors out here? up more so we can actually hear you, see you. We're going to talk about Knepker first. He is brand spanking new. When I say brand spanking new, he's straight out of college. So he got the privilege of working with us first, and it's been 2 years, and I think all of us can say we were a bit skeptical about having a new director, but I think he's shown us that he is more than capable of being a great band director. In fact, he's created so many new events, aka the jazz concert, the Big Band that we held at Cranberry Country Lodge, and the Christmas concert that we combined with a choir under the direction of Balustrade. I think we can all say that we're excited to see where Knepker goes next if he ever leaves us. You're not. That's what I thought. But I think we're just all glad to have you here, and like I said before, you pick great repertoire. Thank you again.
And now I get to talk about Miss S. Miss S started here when we were in 8th grade, so we are her first class to have her teach for 5 straight years. I think we all have a very special connection with you that we feel, and I hope you feel the same way, even though you might not. I think we've all been very, very lucky to have you as our director for 5 years, and we're all going to miss you very, very much. Thank you.